Hi, thanks for watching. Before we start tube reviews, I want to let you know next week we're starting a game show, a live stream game show called the TBA Game Show. How did I come up with that name? Because I was trying to think of a name for a game show, and I said it's just going to be TBA, and then I liked it. How do you play? Well, that's TBA too, but you'll see next Wednesday when you show up at 3 p.m. Pacific time, which is 6 on the East Coast, 5 in Chicago, or if you're in the Rocky Mountains, that's 4 o'clock. What about tube reviews? Well, unfortunately, the viewer statistic numbers say I should cancel that. If you want further help with your thumbnails, I would suggest you join the Facebook group Tube Ritual, and I will put a link to that in the description. On with the show. Hey you, welcome to Tube Reviews by Legion of Weirdos, where you get your party conversation education. I'm Christopher, your Martha Stewart of Weird, and you and I, we're the Weirdos. In this series, I give design advice to fellow YouTubers in hopes they draw a bigger audience with their visual appeal. This week, we're looking at a channel called Lovely Kid Japan, so let's get to it. Okay, I'm going to start off by saying this is an example of why I think a live stream might be better for this show, because I scripted it when they had a much different look. I'm re-scripting it based on the new look. Okay, the channel page. I like the new header. It sets a good mood. It works well on the phone. I don't see an upload schedule here. I'd like to see that. I think it's daily, but I'm not sure. The only things I'd change about this header is I would brighten up the image so that the details show up better. And since it's a great looking bunch of people, I would crop in closer on the faces. The channel icon could be better. It's hard to tell what's going on in there even on a desktop. It's best if the faces are close up, but if you can't work that out with the faces, a similar theme as the header would work too. My example's text is a little off because I don't have that lovely font they use. See what I did there? Scrolling down, the first playlist I see is popular uploads, and as my buddy Nick Nimmin would point out, popular doesn't mean it's driving views right now. Those are just your videos with the most views. I'd say lose that playlist altogether and lay out the page using the created playlist in a horizontal display format with the 3 most active ones at the top. That way it looks more like this example from Road Bike Culture. People see more of your more recent and relevant videos when they scroll down. Onto the video page. What I see here are a lot of thumbnails that took some effort to create, and most of them are really good. I see clear faces that take up most of the real estate. Most of the time, the lettering is really clear and has good contrast, although there are a few that stand out as not scalable to smaller screens like phones. I personally would be way more likely to click on the ones with faces, especially since this is a great looking bunch of people. Some standouts are eating turtles in Japan, travel Japan cheap, toddler versus food, and this one, screaming mad mom goes insane in Japanese camp. That's perfect. I'd brighten the image a bit, I'd lose the comma, but it's a great clickbait headline and a great picture. Not that I'm against text, I use it heavily myself, but the advice I give first off is never cover a face with text. Secondly, use the same font and colors in all of your thumbnails, that way people recognize it as your video much easier. And I'd say if you do that, maybe you want to use a different font than the variation of Bodini that's in the header, because chunkier, bolder fonts work better with thumbnails. Personally though, I think if every one of their thumbnails featured a well-cropped, close, and vibrant face, or 2 or 3, they probably wouldn't ever need text. Good-looking people are kind of their own brand. That's true of freaky-looking people, too. Remember, the live stream is next Wednesday at 3 p.m. Pacific California time, or 6 if you're on the other coast. We're here 3 times a week. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay weird and stay out of the comfort zone.